this boat down and get the sails out.
There's waves, big waves coming from behind the boat.
Oh Lord.
The Matty Boys ghetto fixes. It's coming, it's coming.
Haha, suckers!
I know a lot of y'all from my boat refit don't like the way that I handle tools and that I run a saw like that, and I realize that not all y'all can do it. Guess I gotta quit my and just get up there and do it.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. If you didn't catch last week's episode, Matt broke the boat. I'm blaming it on him. It was all his fault. He snapped the front right off, and now there needs to be some repairs. But we don't like to just get into repairs and live a life of repairs of your boat. You have to make time to sail places, new locations. So before we get into trying to fix that, we are going to sail to, where are we going?
Beautiful Frederiksted.
We are going to the other side of St. Croix, and we can't wait to get there.
It's going to be a pretty, should be, don't want to speak before it actually happens, should be a pretty straightforward sail. We're going to be downwind more or less, and then, it's only about 17, 20 miles roughly along, I hate to even dare broach the subject, but it's along the shelf most of the way, so we might catch some fishies. I'm not taking it laying down. I know I haven't had much success, but I went out to the bait shop store and I got some ballyhoos that I rigged up. I got some squids, so my freezer is full of bait. So if I don't catch any real fish, Kristen said I have to eat the bait. And I said, oh, Lord Jesus, help me. Help me, Lord. Just send me just a baby tuna. So yeah, we're heading out today. We're going to get some fishing done, some sailing done. And, we're going to get to a new anchorage.
And then it's into Matty Boy's ghetto fixes.
I got to do it.
All right, since the wind is blowing kind of strong, I'm going to be motoring up and Matt's going to be pulling up the chain.
Which makes this really, really easy. It's
But
not hard. I don't need a windlass before anyone gets started.
But how do you tie it up now that the thing's broken?
I just have a couple of little ropes that I lash it on with.
Okay. I'm turning it on, okay? Okay, we're ready for action. Okay, we're in gear.
Alright, so we got a bunch of squalls out today. The wind was supposed to be a little more from the south, so we would have had it on the beam, which would have made a nicer sail. But there's a bunch of squall lines out, and it's kind of making the wind come dead out of the east. Still a little bit of a southerly component, but much more easterly than southerly. So I'm not getting a great angle, so I'm going to be doing a little more jiving and tacking. But either way, it's still going to be, I should only add about 5 miles to the trip. So that's what we're going to do. Let's slow this boat down and get the sails out and see exactly what we can get. Alright, so here
Is the stanky.
stank. This is what's going to get them popping. Pop, lock, and drop it. So this is going to work. My dog Nestor, mi hermano de velero, taught me this in Culebra, and I had some success with it. And something's going to eat this thing for sure by the time we get to Frederiksted.
We're flying and then we're not flying. There seems to be gusts of wind, so 1 second we're going like 5 knots, right?
5-6 knots. I only have just a little bit of head sail out. I'm all the way reefed up, except for I'm all the way on my third reef in the head sail, and we're hitting 5.5, 5.6.
So hopefully we're at a speed where the fish will bite. That would be really nice now, because this is our last hope. If we can't catch a fish with actual bait, then we'll just have to sell our fishing poles, Matt.
No, it's not our last hope. We're getting out into some deep water in the next couple videos, so you know, I think we'll get something. We'll get something somewhere. So those are my homies, SV Kelpie, and was pretty cool because I know I made a joke about catamarans a long time ago, saying that guys that drive catamarans are just like catamarans. There's usually a lot of money involved, but there's nothing in the middle. You know what I'm saying? But
And you got in big trouble for that.
yeah, people were mad at me. But my dog over there, he had a trimaran, so he you know, at the risk of sounding sus, as the kids would say, they have a middle. He's got it in the middle. They have a middle hole and 2 pontoons. So, you know, trimaran people can still be homies. And they got a really cool boat, a Neil 51 or 52, something like that. And it really made me think.
There's waves, big waves coming from behind the boat.
Oh, Lord. But yeah, it made me think I could see myself in a trimaran one of these days.
We gotta keep an eye on our dinghy.
Alright, so I got a hit. Something ate my little bonita. Or
But it just bit it off.
it's not a bonita, it's my
It didn't get
ballyhoo.
to the hook.
Nope, didn't get the hook. It just got the, but it obviously bit it because it stretched out my rig. So we'll see. We'll see.
We're steadily flying through. We're not going as fast as it seems like we should because it seems like we're going against a current, but we're getting around Ham's Bluff, as Matt said it was called. And then we only have a few more miles left then.
We got about 5 more miles to go, which is looking like it's going to be over an hour for sure. I'm thinking once we get around this corner, I stuck kind of close to land, and I'm thinking I should have went offshore a little more for speed. Yeah, there's definitely a current pushing against us, and you know, like if I had got further out, I'd have got away from it, but we'll be there before dark no matter what, so that's really all I care about. All right, guys, you can see the teeth marks here in my little buddy, but they got the body again and not the head. So
Why?
give me some tips in the comments below. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Maybe this hook's a little too big. Maybe, I don't know, I need to go further down the body. But either way, we're switching up tactics.
They're too smart for us.
I'm gonna put a couple of squids, stankers on here. So if they want those squids, they gotta bite the hook. All right, so we're starting to luff here. We're not getting much wind. We're going a staggering 1.3 knots. I think it's time to furl the sail in and go ahead and motor the last 3 miles to the anchorage.
Here we go.
Let's do it. All right, so from what I've read, some people have a hard time getting good holding here. It looked like sand from best I could see from slicking the water off, but you never know. It could be sand that deep and then rock underneath. So I'm gonna jump in just to be sure. There's some boats over there, but it looks like there's a bunch of mooring balls, and I hate being that close to a bunch of people anyway. So I'm gonna jump in there, make sure my anchor's stuck, and I think we'll be golden. So we're busting out our underwater scooter because there's a really cool pier here. It's world famous Frederiksted Pier. So those are really fun. When you have one of these underwater scooters, you can fly through the pylons and feel like Iron Man underwater. But this one's getting pretty old. This one's like, what, 3 years old now? It's quite old. We got this thing like wet back in a diesel. But in one of the motors sticks here and there, so I have to try to get it loose to make sure it works before we head out, because I don't want Kristen going in circles with just one motor. Okay, so these things are awesome. They're saltwater proof, and you're supposed to rinse them when you get out of the water. The problem lies in that normally when you're out scooting on these things, you run the battery all the way down till it dies. I know at least we do. So when you're rinsing it off, you're just basically giving it a basic rinse. You're not actually running the motors underwater. What I would suggest is maybe charge the battery up a little bit, put it in here, and then run the blades, run them under some fresh water to kind of clean out any sort of sediment or anything like that. Maybe that would help with that problem. So yeah, rinse them good or else they won't last.
That was a crazy snorkel. I have to say that's the first time I was ever able to swim that close to turtles. Like, you could pretty much touch them. They were like curious about you and they would swim up and look into your face. It was probably one of my top 10 snorkels just because of the turtles.
Yeah, the turtles were super friendly. I saw a little one that was really cute, but Kristen says the bigger ones are cuter. And then my stupid SD card for the camera got full, so there was way more cooler stuff that I didn't even get to film, which was kind of sad. But those tarpons were really cool. I'd never been like surrounded in a tornado of tarpons.
Yeah, that was cool.
Tarponado, if you will. So yeah, that was cool. I didn't see any sharks. I was hoping to see a shark. Saw one little tiny lionfish, but I didn't see any seahorses neither.
Yeah, there's a ton. If you probably just sat in the water forever and just like looked at those, what do you call those?
Pylons.
Pylons. You could probably see a ton of creatures.
Well, I think we didn't see a seahorse because Kristen's got a new little baby, sweet baby coming to the family, and they're going to have like an underwater themed nursery.
Nephew, not me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, different one. Going to her extended family. But I was like, well, we can catch some of those seahorses and like sun-dried tomato them out and decorate the babies like a little, what's the thing that the baby hits? The little spinny thing, the mobile. I was going to make a real seahorse mobile, so that's probably why they didn't. Lord didn't let me see any.
Not going to do that. Anyways, we put this off long enough. It's time to fix the front of our boat. If you guys didn't see the previous episode, obviously Matt broke the
Samson post.
So he came up with some crazy idea with some wood, and we're going to hope this works out. So let's get into it.
Alright, so now that I have my piece cut in here, the reason that I'm using this piece is because I have to lift it up. Obviously, if I put these just down on the deck, they'd be too short and I would have a big problem trying to get any sort of chain or bridle around it. So this is going to elevate it perfectly. Then I'm going to put 1 and 2 of these to double the strength. I doubt both of them will fail because then I can get 4 bolts in it instead of just 2. I didn't really trust 2 of these bolts. I figured they'd get bent and break eventually with me backing down with that monster prop. But I believe that 4 of them will do the trick. And once it's all sandwiched in with a nice backing plate, this is going to work well. And I'm still going to be able to get my chain under that clearance, strength, and also it's going to give me a better tie down, better clearance for when I'm tying on like a bridle as well. So it's going to give me a couple different options for tying on instead of just that one Samson post that I would have to put the chain around, then a rope around, then move the chain and move the rope. It was a nightmare. Here I'll have separate entities. First I got to get this old base off to make sure everything fits properly, and unfortunately I have to take the entire V-berth apart for that. I had to tear apart Kristen's humble abode, and it's a bummer.
But luckily you made the cabinet easy to pull out.
We're going to see how easy it is. Haven't done it yet, so we're going to try my engineering skills. Oh, can you give me that little cushion? Your little cushion? Alright, got everything loose and now we're ready to back her on out.
It's coming, it's coming. Be careful that it looks like the light wire somewhere. Voila, it's open into the depths.
So we have. Alright, so now I have to crawl into the hole.
All the way in the front of that basket.
That sucks. This is a knuckle buster. I hate everything working up in this particular region of the boat. It's the worst. But fortunately, I only have to go up there for my chain plate and
the fiberglass.
And the hell, yeah, there's fiberglass in here. It's just fiberglass, so it eats you alive. I'll be itchy for a couple days. But it is what it is. It ain't gonna get itself done, so I guess I gotta quit my and just get up there and do it. wrenches, my black and yellow. You call it black and yellow, right?
Black and yellow wrench set.
Wrench set, yeah.
Here. Gracias.
Gracias, mi amor.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 are the bolts that I gotta bring out.
I'm gonna go to the top of the boat and I'm gonna use this screwdriver to try to reverse the top bolts. But so we can hear each other better, we're gonna use our handy dandy headsets, and I think that's gonna really help us out here. I got my thing in now. Do I go? Okay. It's kind of difficult because for some reason it's underneath the roller. It's loose. Okay. It's coming. Got it. Haha, suckers!
Alright, so first thing I gotta do is fill these holes up because I won't be able to get to them later. I don't have the fiberglass. I'd like to fiberglass fill them and do all that, but I don't have the tools to do it right now. So just to keep the water out temporarily, I'm just going to do it with a sealant, silicone in there, and then that's going to go over it. So these two I'm not going to be terribly concerned about, but these up front, those are going to have to get fixed later on down the road. Right now they're just getting a temporary plug. All right, boys, pro tip here. Always get you some shorts with zippers on your pockets. Yeah, you're gonna look like you should be wearing a helmet and you should be having Velcro shoes, but trust and believe, when you live on a boat, you're getting in and out of the dinghy, you're riding your scooter around, these zipper pockets are gonna save your phones, they're gonna save your wallets. They're gonna
Those are
save
actually on our Amazon storefront.
Oh, the consummate businesswoman. These are actually on our storefront if you want these exactly. All right, so you can kind of see where I'm going with this, but I have really long bolts because I wasn't exactly sure of the clearance that I was gonna have. It'd be great if these just had a lot more thread and I could reach and just keep tightening it, but I'm gonna have to make a backing plate to fill, I'm guessing about 2 inches of that. So I gotta go in there now, see exactly how much space I'm gonna need.
Bear's mad because there's nowhere for her to lay down, so she's on the countertop now. But she's staying out of the way because she's a good baby.
Good sweet girl. I know you hate it.
Alright, so you can see here where the bolt is, I got about, it's looking like just under 2 inches, so I'll be able to cut out my backing plate, put it in there, and everything should go pretty smoothly.
I know a lot of y'all from my boat refit don't like the way that I handle tools and that I run a saw like that, and I realize that not all y'all can do it. But your boy still got all the digits, so I can do it. Don't get mad at me because you scared.
It scares me too.
That's how you run a saw if you want to make some clackers.
I hate that saw the most.
You're just scared. I'll have to climb in there and you're gonna pay me on this.
Okay. Here's the backing plate. Here's the nut and the washer, and here's the thing, whatever you call that. The wrench.
So my backing plate worked. I almost cut it too thin. I did kind of a rough measurement with my thumb while I was climbing in there, and I almost cut it a little bit too short, but it's actually came out real good. Thank you, Jesus. But yeah, it's so now it's all in there. I just have to go out, drill the 3 holes, drop them in, assemble, and then try to get the bedroom put back together.
Got it? Wrench. We're on the last leg, people. I'm just gonna tighten down these bolts, and it should be good to go.
Are you gonna test it out?
Yep.
Uh-oh, I'm nervous.
All right, I'm really happy with it. I think it's gonna work really, really well. It's gonna work. The anchor is gonna go over it, so when we're sailing, the anchor is still attached to it really easily. You know, not the ideal solution, but I think it is gonna work and it is gonna be strong enough, and that's gonna be that. It's gonna hold the anchor chain. It'll be a lot easier than the ropes for sure.
I think we figured out the trick to boat life, and that is, if you have, don't worry, that's our ice maker. We turn it off when we start talking, and then they pedal down. It's annoying. Anyways, don't listen to that. We found the trick to boat life, and that is to, before you have a big major project that you really don't want to do and you keep putting off, go snorkel, and then you feel thankful for your boat that it brought you to this location. Like, I got to play with those turtles today, which I'm still hyped on it. I want to go back out there right now. There was turtles, so then you're like, better keep this boat going strong because this is too good.
Well, she says that was her hack. My hack was that I could get in the middle of doing it. Like, I would have liked to have started that project first thing, so that way my reward would have been snorkeling when I needed to wash all this fiberglass and stuff off me. But Big Mama was like, nah,
You want me to push you in the water? I will.
Oh, you saying I can go snorkeling now?
I'll push you right in.
Yo, I almost got attacked by an eel. I was putting out my stern anchor here because it was kind of rolly the first day, and there was like a piece of aluminum underwater, like a big piece of aluminum siding. So I flipped it over and there was an eel under there, and I was like, oh, okay. Everybody knows eels. They kind of just slither around. They're kind of lethargic. So I like mess with them a little bit, and let me tell you, them things are fast. It almost zapped me. It was like Flipsum and Jepsum, and it was so scary. I was like about to poop my pants when that eel ran at me. I was like, my heart was pounding, and I said, I was gonna attacked by an eel because I seen the people that feed him hot dogs, and then one guy got his finger ripped off. So you know, I'm a good pianist. I can't lose on my digits.
Eels are scary. There was one at the pier also bigger than Matt.
Yeah,
he was bigger than Matt. One of those green scary boys.
Longer, not bigger. Net weight.
He was like this big.
I could imagine what a 200-pound eel.
He was this wide, and he was like as long as Matt. He was so scary. I don't even get close. I look in a distance and I say, not going over there, and I go the other way.
No, and after I almost got attacked, we looked it up, and it said that moray eels are like the most dangerous animals in the ocean. They attack a lot of people because I think they're kind of blind or whatever, so they just kind of go for it.
Anyways, we're dragging this out now. We're scared of eels. The more you know. Anyways, thanks for watching this week's video. We are now at the point of time to start initiating hurricane plans.
Yep.
Initiate. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're new here, and for everyone else who's already been here, thank you for watching every week. And we're going to be starting to initiate our hurricane plans. So if you guys have any guesses of what it's going to be, go down below, comment down below. And if you want to know already and you can't wait, sign up on Patreon. You'll see it already, all of our plans. So let's get going. Have a good day. Thanks for stopping by, and like and share with your buddies.